Good morning. I'm J. Lenora Bressler, and welcome to the January 2nd, 2019 edition of the Bible Delight in the Details. Yesterday, we started the New Year's off by saying that we were going to talk about Romans chapter 8 in the next couple days, talking about expectations and how we should manage our expectations. Nothing wrong with plans, but plans can be changed, and there can be changed by God Himself. I question all of us. How many of us can say that things happened to us in 2018, both good and bad, that we would never have predicted at the beginning of the year? I know that for our family, it was a life-changing kind of year with the deaths of several very close family and friends that we would have never expected. We did not see those coming. And so you have to be aware that there are going to be surprises. Some may be good, some may not seem to be good at the moment. And so for the next couple days, we're going to look at what does Paul tell us in Romans that we can take into the new year. We need to understand what we can expect. You know, people understand that good and bad times are coming, but they want to know what to expect if they possibly can. And if they have a false view that everything is going to be positive, then they're going to feel gypped, cheated, disappointed. So let's look at what is not generally considered a New Year's message from the Bible over the next couple days. You know, I hate to bring up something that's very, upsetting, but you may know that there are a lot of people who commit suicide during the holidays. And for many of us who love the holidays so much, that might be difficult to understand how somebody could become that hopeless and that upset at a season when all around you there's so much hopefulness, joy, and seeming happiness. But there is something known as the Norman Rockwell effect. You know, the Norman Rockwell pictures, they always portray like the perfect life. Remember the Thanksgiving meal where the dad is cutting the turkey and all the people are around the table and everybody seems so happy. Well, we know that real life is not always picture perfect like that. But if you set yourself up thinking that you're going to always be living that Norman Rockwell life, then when life does not come to you all tied up in a pretty bow as you expected, that can be a great blow to you. And so let us talk about managing expectations, that we do not fall prey to the disappointment and the heartbreak that disappointment can bring. So what should we expect? Well, let's listen to the words of Paul. Starting in verse 18. I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. For the creation waits in eager anticipation for the children of God to be revealed. For the creation was subject to frustration, not by its own choice, but by the will of the one who subjected it, in hope that creation itself will be liberated from its bondage to decay and brought into the freedom and glory of the children of God. We know that the whole creation has been groaning as in the pains of childbirth right up to the present time. Not only so, but we ourselves, who have the first fruits of the Spirit, groan inwardly as we await eagerly for our adoption to sonship, the redemption of our bodies. For in this hope we are saved. But hope that is seen is no hope at all. Who hopes for what they already have? But if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently. Now I want you to think about what I just read. Paul has described our current situation. And what words did he use? Not words that you'd put on your New Year's Eve and New Year's Day greeting cards. Suffering, frustration, bondage to decay, pains of childbirth, groaning inwardly, and the redemption of a body that has not yet been redeemed. What you say, well, thank you, J. Lenora, for that uplifting message. This is what I want you to see. You cannot expect kingdom living in a fallen world. Right now, for us Christians, we are on a rescue mission. We have been asked by the Lord to be his partner in a rescue mission of people on this earth. You do not sit down to a feast in the middle of a Navy SEAL rescue mission. That would be ridiculous. You wouldn't expect to do that. And yet many of us do, don't we? We expect that perfect life, that where everything that we ever want to be and everything that we ever want is perfect. We expect that now. So many people become Christians and think their life's going to be perfect. Wrong-o. No. So don't expect that. You can just know that there are going to be things that are going to go wrong, so to speak, from your standpoint this year. There are going to be people that are going to disappoint you. And you know what else this passage tells us? Not only other people, but things in society, in nature, in anything that you interact with, relationships. There are going to be problems. We are living with frustration and some suffering. Even we ourselves, how many of us want to be better this year? Maybe healthier, maybe more spiritually aware, maybe make better financial decisions. We want to be better ourselves. Well, Paul is telling us right now that even those of us who know God and are following God are nonetheless going to have cause to groan within ourselves that we and our bodies, meaning the natural condition, the human condition that we are currently in this world, is not going to always live up to what we want. We won't live up to what we want ourselves to be. This should not come as a shock. Don't be downcast. This is what you expect when you're living in a world yet to be redeemed, when you're trying to deal with a human condition, human bodies, human psyche, human intellect that has not yet been perfected and glorified as it one day will be. Now, we know it's coming. Paul says we have hope. But yes, if you have hope, that's a great thing, but it also means that you don't have yet what you hope for. Because if you have hope, that means you